Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 6, Lines and Angles. So we will take first introduction part of this chapter. Okay, this is our session 1. Let us start that. Okay, so as the name of the chapter suggests, lines and angles, right? So first of all, what do you mean by lines and angles? We will take the introduction part of this topic. So first of all, lines. So you have studied Euclid's geometry. According to Euclid's geometry, line is an undefined term, right? It is said that line, point, surface, solids, all of these are the undefined term. So line is an undefined term, but it can be explained or it can be understood with the help of some concepts. Like, first, it is a widthless length, means a line has length only, no width. It has one dimension. It has one dimension, as you have studied in Euclid's geometry, and at least 2 points are needed to draw a line. 2 points are needed to draw a line. Okay, see here, line AB is drawn. 2 points A and B are indicated on a line. That is, the line is passing through points A as well as point B. Okay, this is read as line AB or indicated as AB line, that is line AB. Okay, next, line segment. It is a part of line with 2 endpoints is called a line segment. That is a part. You can see here line is there. If we will take only this part, that is from A to B, that is from point A to B only, so that is said to be a line segment. It is said to be a line segment, right? Okay, it is read as line segment AB or line segment AB, expressed as line segment AB. If we are writing AB only, then what it indicates? It indicates length of line segment AB, right? If only AB we are writing, that it represents length of the line segment. Okay, see, next, ray. A part of a line with one end point is called a ray. A part of line with one end point is called a ray. That is, if we are starting from point A and take the whole part of that line, then it is considered as ray AB. Ray AB, or expressed as ray AB. And if we will take from point B to A side, that indicates ray BA. Where the end point is there, you have to start the name of the ray from that also, right? That is BA. It is called ray BA, or you can express this in this way also, ray BA, right? Similarly, we have to start it from A, that is ray AB. Remember that it provides direction. It provides direction. Okay, now the next point, collinear and non-collinear points. Definition of this will be, if 3 or more points lie on the same line, if 3 or more points lie on the same line, then they are called collinear points. Okay, if 3 or more points lie on the same line, then they are called collinear points. And if they are not on the same line, then what happens? They are called non-collinear points. Okay, you can check here. Point P, Q and R are on the same line, so they are called collinear points. And point S, T, U and V, they are not on the same line, so they are called non-collinear points. Right? Okay. Next topic, angle. A union of two rays originated from the same end point. A union, or you can say combination. A union or combination of two rays originated from the same end point is called an angle. Right? Okay. The rays making an angle are called arms. The rays which we are using here to draw an angle, that are said to be arms of the angle, and the end point is called vertex of an angle. Okay, the end point, or the point from where the rays are started, that is originated, that point is called a vertex. Okay, let us see. Example, it is angle ABC, or you can read it as angle CBA. Right? From both the sides it can be read. It is angle ABC or angle CBA. You can either write from this side or from this side. Right? This is the name of the angle. Here you can check ray BA and ray BC are the rays which make this angle, which form this angle, so they are called arms of this angle. They are called arms of an angle. Right? Okay. B is called vertex of an angle because both the rays are started from point B. Right? So point B is called vertex of an angle. Okay. Now let us take some angles here which you have studied also in earlier classes. See, if first angle we are talking about, that is acute angle. If the measurement of an angle lies between 0 to 90, if measurement of an angle x lies between 0 and 90, it is said to be an acute angle. Right? Like this. You can check. If you will check this angle with the help of protractor, you can find the angle is less than 90 degree. Okay. Next, right angle. Right angle is the angle where the angle made is exactly 90 degree. Is exactly 90 degree. Third, obtuse angle. That is, if this angle is made, and we can say if Z lies between 90 and 180, if Z lies between 90 and 180, then it is called obtuse angle. That is called obtuse angle. Okay. Next one, straight angle. If two angles are made in such a way that both the arms becomes its opposite sides, right? That is a straight line. So the angle made on straight line is called straight angle. And remember that its measure should be 180 degree. Right? Okay. Next one, reflex angle. You can check. Reflex angle is always lies between 180 degree and 360 degree. Means more than that of a straight angle. Right? More than that of a straight angle, because measurement of straight angle is 180 degree, but measurement of reflex angle is more than that. Right? Okay. So these are basic 5 angles which you have already studied. Okay? Okay. Now move on. Complementary angles. That also you know. Two angles whose sum is 90 degree are called complementary angles. Two angles whose sum is 90 degree are called complementary angles, right? As example, if angle A is 30 and angle B is 60, so you can say sum of both of them is 30 plus 60, that is 90 degree, and hence angle A and B are called complementary angles, right? So if the sum of two angles is 90 degree, then they are said to be complementary angles. Okay, supplementary angles. Two angles whose sum is 180 degree are called supplementary angles. Here in complementary the sum should be 90, and in supplementary angles the sum should be 180. Check one example here. Angle X is 131 degree and angle Y is 49 degree. Here you can check sum of both of them is 131 plus 49, that is 180 degree, and so angle X and angle Y are called supplementary angles. That also you have studied, right? Now in 8th standard it will come complementary and supplementary angles, so it is again a look. Okay, adjacent angles. Now what do you mean by adjacent angles? Two angles are adjacent if they have a common vertex, a common arm, and their non-common arms are different sides of the common arm. Again, two angles are adjacent if they have a common vertex, a common arm, and their non-common arms are on different sides of the common arm. Let us check some example here. Here angle AOB and angle BOC both are said to be adjacent angles, right? Adjacent means you can also say nearby angles. Nearby angles which are separated from a common arm. This arm is common in both the angles, you can check, and the remaining non-common arm is different one, right? Okay, let us take this one also. Here angle XPY and angle YPZ both have a common arm, common vertex, and non-common arm at different, right? So these are said to be adjacent angles. Okay, you must remember this thing. Angle AOB plus angle BOC, that is equal to angle AOC. Means this angle and this angles, when both of them are added, so the whole angle is formed, right? So it is written that angle AOB plus angle BOC is equal to angle AOC, and the same way you can write here also that angle XPY plus angle YPZ is equal to angle XPZ. Okay. Okay, now move further. Linear pair of angles. Linear pair. Two angles are said to be in linear pair if they have a common vertex, a common arm, and one non-common arms which are in opposite direction. See once again, two angles are said to be in linear pair if they have a common vertex, a common arm, and non-common arms which are in opposite direction. So let us check one example here. Two angles, this one and this one, are said to be in linear pair if they have one common vertex, one common arm, and remaining two non-common arms are of opposite direction, right? I hope you will understand it, that are said to be linear pair. Now some remarks are there regarding these. Okay, let us check. First remark, linear pair angles are always supplementary. Linear pair angles are always supplementary, that is, you can say the sum of both of them is 180 because they form a straight line, and a straight line, so this whole angle becomes straight angle. So you can say sum of both of them is always 180 degree, right? So you must remember that linear pair angles are always supplementary, that is their sum is 180. Okay, linear pair angles are always adjacent. Linear pair angles are always adjacent. So you can check here, angle AOC and angle BOC both are separated by a common arm, that is they are the nearby angles. So you can say they are adjacent angles. But remember that all adjacent angles are not to be linear pair. All adjacent angles are not being linear pair. Here you can check, these are two adjacent in which the non-common arms are of opposite side. Only that type of adjacent angles are formed linear pair. But if you will take adjacent angles like this, so what happens? The non-common arms are not in opposite sides, exactly opposite of each other. Then and only then they form a linear pair, right? So it is said that all linear pair angles are always adjacent, but adjacent angles are not to be in linear pair, right? Okay, the next one, vertically opposite angles. When two lines intersect each other at a point, when two lines intersect each other at a point, then angles made on opposite sides are called vertically opposite angles. Then the angles made on opposite sides are said to be vertically opposite angles. Here you can check one example we have taken here, that is here two lines AB and CD intersect each other. So opposite angles means this to this, they are called opposite, they are called vertically opposite, and similarly this and this are opposite, so they are also vertically opposite. Okay, see here, angle AOC and angle BOD and angle AOD and angle BOC are equal and they are vertically opposite angles. Always remember that. Here also one remark, opposite angles are congruent. Congruent means equal, right? All the pairs of vertically opposite angles are always congruent, means equal. So it is written that angle AOC is equal to angle BOD and angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. Okay, so this is the introduction part. Read it, learn it very carefully, right? In the next section we will start the main point of this chapter. Okay, thank you.